Greetings and welcome to Meet Me at the Table live painting. This is going to be awesome. We're going to paint some Aeons Trespass. Now, for those of you joining not live, this is going to be spoiler free to an extent. I'm going to be painting the first four Titans you're using in the game, and I'm also going to be working on the very first, what do they call these things? Giant evil people. I forget what they're called. Oh, you think I'd be a little more prepared. This is going to be completely, for those joining live or even watching later, this is completely impromptu. I had no planning on doing this, but it was a Monday afternoon. I was looking forward to painting these miniatures. I thought, why don't I just do it live? So, especially when a lot of times I can't do things in certain time zones when it always seems to be at night here in America when I paint these. So this way I can do it at where hopefully other people come from different time zones and maybe jump in and say hi or something like that. So I don't expect a lot of chat going on, but I am still going to be painting up some miniatures. And if you're interested in seeing how we're going to do these Aeon Trespass miniatures, please feel free. I'm going to show you the cards for what we are going to try to make them look like, but I have to admit this game is a rather darker game with a lot of really kind of blah colors on the cards, so we're going to try to at least spice it up a little bit. So first, let's go down and check out our boss type guy that we're going to deal with. We're going to look at his card first. Let's see here. Where is my? There it is. Boom. So here is our boss character here. This is the kind of the boss guy. He's got these like all these arms. Now this is the very first person you fight in this game for the tutorial, so I don't feel bad showing you this. I'm going to cover this up. I even do all this like that. There you go. I don't have to worry about it. This shows a lot of the stuff as the character gets more powerful. We're going to try to make it look similar to that. That was our goal. Now I've worked on this guy already, and I want to show you where I am at the stage right now. Now if you notice, he's got a lot of grays and just a lot of like peaches. Now interestingly enough, he has these like bands around all of these different arms. But when I look at the miniature that I'm painting for him, he doesn't seem to have a lot of those bands around his arms. So I just kind of painted him with the straight flesh colors and kind of the darker flesh colors. And I've kind of added a lot of this like red because in theory I figured, again, there's not a lot of color to this guy. So I wanted to make a few things pop. So I've noticed on him, he's kind of got these like red stained hands. So I kind of did that with the red staining on his hands. And then I added some of this blue. What blue? Oh, turquoise. I added this turquoise color to the actual gauntlets here on the where the runes are kind of integrated, I guess you could say. And I also kind of popped out some of the veins a little bit with some red. And I'm not a big fan of that, but that's okay. We're going to keep on going. I'm still got to work on this. I want to get some on that. And the base, I've done a dry brush to, but I still, or I'm sorry, a wash to, but I still want to do a white dry brush to it to kind of make some of this pop. And I also want to do that to this gauntlets that he has as well. That's the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a little dry brushing to get this guy where we are. And then we're going to work on some of our Titans we have down here. That's going to be our plan today. I hope you are ready for action. That is going to be what our plan is. We're going to see how it goes, and it's going to be a ton of fun. At least I hope so. We'll give it a shot. So I'm really just going to use white is what I use to dry brush these gray areas here. And then on top of that, there is some like other things here, like these tufts of grass. There's some columns here, which I'm still going to keep this gray, but these like tufts of grass and whatever this is, I have no idea what that is. But I'm going to paint it green, I guess, just to kind of give it a little bit of pop here and there. We're going to get a little more color onto this guy. That's our plan. So let's see here. I am going to grab now, of course, what I want to show you first off is a painting station that you're not prepared to paint with. That's going to be the first thing we're going to show you. Broccoli Docklins, awesome to see you. Thank you for joining. Hello, hello. What an unexpected surprise to be working with you while streaming. Yes, this is an unexpected surprise. Happy to have you here, Broccoli Docklins. I hope your working is going wonderfully. I always have Mondays off, so at least during the afternoons I get a chance to do some stuff. And I thought we're going to paint some miniatures today. And sadly, like I said, totally impromptu. So here is what my painting station looks like when I'm not ready to paint. It is an absolute disaster. I have stuff everywhere, paint's flying all over the place. The only thing that is a staple is I always have Ahsoka hanging out here, cheering me on as I paint up my miniatures. It is the one thing we always have going for us. But now, of course, the other thing I don't have going for me is where my paints are. I have paints kind of all over the place. But I need to find my white. I think it's right over here. Where's my white paint go? It's somewhere. Oh, there it is. There's my white paint. Whoa, I found it. We're going to shake it up a little bit. And we're going to put some of that white onto my palette here, which is also a disaster, because I haven't had a chance to change out my palettes at all, but that's okay. Well, a lot of this stuff is already dried paint anyway, so we're going to get some more white out here. I mean, white, I might be out of white. Oh my gosh, look at this, I'm almost out of white. I'm squeezing the bottle, nothing's coming out. Oh boy, I got to get some white. I have to go to the store today and get some white. That's going to be the plan. Banging on the table a little bit. That was super good for the microphone. I'm sure you all heard that. Look at this. All this, there we go. There we go. Some white coming out. Come on. Oh, I feel a little bit in there. There we go. Bubbles. Oh, wow. Time for some more white here. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pop this thing off and get the white from inside here. There you go. Pop the top off. Get some paint on your hands. It's amazing. We're gonna dip the paint. We're just gonna kind of dip our brush in here and get some. Because there we go. Look at this. Lots of white in there still. All right. Now we're going to get a paintbrush, or sorry, a paper towel. Get this all so it's ready for dry brushing. So we're kind of just going to wipe it off on here. There's going to be a lot of white, and that's just fine. There we go. Just fine. Now let's see here. We're going to start by just kind of maybe doing a little bit on the gloves here. Let's see how much white I've got on this thing. Okay, it's not too bad. I'm going to kind of go back and forth on the gloves a little bit. I'll make it pop a little bit, I think. Okay, we're doing okay. Ryan, howdy. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. We are doing an impromptu painting session here at Meet Me at the Table. Feel here. More paint on my brush that I got. I actually dried off too much of it. We have to get a little bit more on here. There you go. All right, let's try this. That's the deal here. Too much white on there. Off. It's the hardest part about dry brushing is making sure you get exactly what you want on it. Lightly rake it across this. Now sadly I hit his arm, but that's okay. Go over that again. My goal here is just kind of make some of this stand out a little bit more. Come back in there, just kind of dry brush on top of stuff. Light the arms again, not a big deal. Get these columns back here. I know it's kind of hard to see, but it's hard for me to see what I'm more interested in getting kind of the upper part where people are actually going to see the stuff. That kind of really stand out here. There we go. Okay, now let's get his gloves. This is the deal. Make these get a little bit of white on it so it kind of stands up. I did do a trick on these gloves. I'll show you my trick in just a second here after I finish doing this. As you can see, I put some turquoise in there to kind of really make it stand out. Now, the interesting thing is, though, I didn't go all the way around. This is my little secret. Because you can't see it back here. So what's the point of putting them all the way back through in there? So you can't even see what it's really hard to see back here. So I just kind of did it like this. I just did the parts that you can see. That's the deal here. So again, just dry brushing this gauntlet to make it look a little bit better. I'm going to grab a little more white here. So it's enough to get through what I need to on this model. That's the plan. See what we got here. That's a little bit too much white on there. I'm just going to brush it off my hand a little bit. That's okay. Off. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Get it done. My goal is to be recording this tomorrow. So I want to make sure I get these all painted up. That's the plan. That's the plan. That's what we're doing. Looking forward to seeing that game has to offer. Yes, I am also looking forward to it. I am super excited for this game. Hey yo, just received notification of you going live. Yes, and I didn't give anybody any notification. Surprise! Here I am. Normally I am able to give some notifications, but like I earlier said, I decided I was going to paint some miniatures this afternoon, so I thought, why don't I just do it live? So I jumped on and decided to get it all going. That's the plan. It's always awesome to see you. Thank you for joining. I'm painting Aeons Trespass as well. That's awesome. You are doing the same thing. I am working on the giant, what do they call these, homunculus or something? I forget what they're called, but I'm working on these guys. This guy's like the boss guy that I think we fight at the tutorial. So I'm trying to make this as spoilery free as possible by just doing like some of the tutorial stuff. We're doing the main guy here, and then we're going to be doing we're going to paint some of our Titans up and maybe the boat as well. We'll see how far we get. That's my plan. Of course, my goal is to be done with this, hopefully up on the table by tomorrow. I have to do some reading of the rules and things of that nature to make sure we're good, but I think it'll be really cool. I just finished 2 of the starting Titans. Sweet! Well, you can watch me muddle through them then, because I'm sure whatever you did is going to be way better than anything I'm about to do. which is going to be awesome. All right. We got that guy looking pretty good. I'm actually, I worked on him yesterday a little bit, and I'm pretty excited what he did and where he is at. So I'm not too, what is it? Oh, that's the deal. Build some paint on my table as usual. That down there. Yeah, so I really think he's good. He's about. I do want to get some green on that. I got some green. Like I said, my table is an absolute disaster right now. Because again, totally didn't think I was going to be doing this. I got my water cup though. That's half the battle. Other than that, I've got like drill presses. I've got this. I was working on fixing some miniatures. That's kind of what's up here. I was working on fixing these. And this guy broke, so I had to fix this guy. I had to fix this guy a little bit. This guy was busted, so that kind of sucked. I had to put these things back on. They broke off, so I had to fix that. That's part of the deal I worked on yesterday. Tell ya, surprise you chose the skin tone, that skin tone for. I know. I wasn't sure what to do. There's nothing to help me here. I mean, these really are just a blah colors, right? So I thought I was going to pop it up a little bit and put a little red on there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it works. It's done. One of my rules: paint on, move on. You got paint on miniature, move on to the next miniature. That's the deal. I do need a little bit of green. Let's see here. What greens do I have up here? I got military green. Okay, we're gonna use that one. It takes a while to shake this one up, but I got a little pellet in there. As you can tell, I kind of put some of these neat pellets in there that I have. These, you can stick them right in the pots, and then when you shake it up, it kind of helps a little bit. It's not perfect, but it helps a little bit. At least that's what I've noticed. At least. Nothing. Don't worry about that. So, but my goal is, of course, to get the bottom of this all off here so that it actually, maybe I spin a little bit, spin, it'll get the colors all mixed together. Of course, this is almost an exercise in itself, getting all the colors, getting the color to work together in these contrast paints sometimes. And I did spray these gray, so that's why I'm using the contrast. If I did it white, I would have used the speed paints, but my white, but actually my my airbrush exploded. So I had to, I'm actually in the process of getting a new airbrush. My airbrush exploded, and now it just shoots paint wherever it wants to. So I went with gray then, because I had a little bit of the Gracier gray still, so that's why I decided just to do that. Lucky for me, I did get enough to get everybody done for the tutorial, so we'll see how it goes here. All right, we're going back down. Oh, let's put this over here before I spill it. And see these little tufts here? I'm not really sure what these are. I'm just going to pretend they're grass. I'm going to paint them with some green on there. That's the plan. Just to give it a little bit of color down here. Take another one right here. These could be rocks. I'm going to say they're not. I'm going to say the little bushes. I paint the little bushes. Now, like I said, I have no idea what this thing is over here, but we're still going to paint it green. Maybe it's like a tree. I think it's supposed to be like a tree is my guess here. Tree. I think what that is. Bard, how's model assembly? How is model assembly? I've been in the process of assembling new Kingdom Death models that arrived and feel like pulling my hair out at some of their choices. Yes, Kingdom Death is something else when it comes to miniature assembly for sure. Oh my gosh. Aeons Trespass, of course, have all their miniatures assembled, which is kind of nice. But Kingdom Death does not, and that is very true. Oh my gosh, and some of the stuff they decided to put, and I know why they did it. I think it was to hide some of the mold lines and to fit them in a different way, so like you can hide where the glue points are, I'm guessing. But like, for example, and also when it came to casting the molds, I'm sure it had to do with that too. But oh my gosh, like putting that Phoenix together, my Phoenix is missing like 4 hands because I just gave up. Like, I'm not dealing with these hands; these are out of control. So it's, yeah, it can be quite a daunting task with those Kingdom Death monster miniatures for sure. I am looking forward to the Gambler's Chest for sure. You'll actually see some model assembly when I get that, because I will be assembling those models for sure. But Bard, oh my gosh, I totally get it, man. Totally get it. Oofta, those models are out of control. Oh, you did the Phoenix yesterday. Yeah, that thing is out of control. That's no joke. That thing that blows my mind. And I'm sure the reason they did it is they wanted to get the right amount of what do you call it? They wanted to make it look the best they possibly could, but with that, the hands probably would have gotten very diluted next to the model and when it molded, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a model person. I don't know anything about making models or how to do models. But oofda, yeah, that's something else. So here we got this thing. I think this is a tree, and we're just gonna go with it. We're gonna go with this being a tree. That's the plan. We're just gonna paint it green. See, this is one of my favorite times of the year because it's a very good time for a hobby. It's like -4 degrees outside, and I can just sit in here, work on miniatures and stuff. Of course, to get that, I need to go under in between these legs. Then I got to pull my brush out without hitting the legs. That's my goal here. Okay, good, made it. Oofda. Okay, there we go. A little more on this one. Drop it right there on top of that guy. Hopefully I broke him. That'd be awesome. More. And I think that's about it. All right, you guys almost done. I'm going to close that paint up. We're going to just grab brown. What do I got here? Wildwood. Wildwood brown. Booshta. Wildwood brown. All we're going to do with this is paint that tree like stem. Stem, maybe that's what you call them, stems. I guess trunks. Most people call trees trunks. So we're going to do that. Paper. Go, dry off my brush. Mix this up a little bit. I got to find that. Where did it? Oh, here it is. This is the thing that Ryan gave me. Ryan from Meeple. Oops, I hit my camera. Sorry about that. As you can see, super prepared for this. Marathon. He gave me this. Check out his channel. Marathon's awesome. He just got done doing his top 10, I think, no, 12 dungeon crawlers. That's what he did, which was pretty awesome. He had some of the games I would have put in there. Of course, everybody loves their own thing in dungeon crawlers. But not to spoil anything, but he did put one of my favorites in there. He did have Lockdown or a Nemesis in there, which was pretty sweet. I'll paint the bark of this tree brown all the way around. Go. Now, again, I got to go through this model here. Perfect. And Bart, I do not envy your having to put models together today. That is always a daunting task. I have a tendency to do that a lot when I watch football. Like I'm an American football fan, so I have a tendency to kind of sit down with some clippers and some, what do you call them, clippers, and I have some files, and and some glue, and I sit down, I watch the Vikings game, and I put models together. The models I'm assembling right now are just these, what do you call them? Oh, I got one right here. See if I can get to it without killing myself here. All right, let's see if I can get to it. Okay, oh, here you go. Like I put together this guy. I'm waiting to paint it now. This is something from Dungeons and Lasers. I don't know if anybody knows that company, but I bought them because I pledged their thing because they had some really cool tiles for Dungeons and Dragons and things of that nature. But I also, it also came with this whole set of like miniatures as well. I'm trying to get another one. Let's see if I can grab it. They also had some giants. You could almost use these in Warhammer if people play Warhammer or Goblin armies. You can use those in giants. If they even still have them. I haven't played Warhammer in ages. I don't know if they have them all. So anyway, we are done with this game. Super done. Done, done, done. Almost done. Oh, I gotta paint something there. We gotta do another dry brushing. I want these things to stand out. I need a little bit of, I'm gonna use some skeletal brown. Oh, Broccoli Dawkins is talking my language here. How about the Vikings Colts game? It's been fun roasting the Colts as an Eagles fan, and then that lives in Indiana. That's pretty awesome. Oh my gosh. Yes, that was it's funny you should mention that game. We have our D&D group meets on Saturday. So I actually was my wife and I were watching the game together. And then about halftime, she's like, I'm going to go upstairs and help Ridley with his math because my son's in kind of a math class in algebra. And so she was just going to, we are going to go over homework, things like that. Like, okay, go for it. If anything happens, I'll let you know. And like, she's hearing some cheering from downstairs. And then she's like, and I go, you might want to come back down. She goes, really? I go, well, maybe in about 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. And that was right when they failed their 4th and 1. And so I'm like, you might want to come down now. And so she came down, and it was awesome to watch. That's absolutely, it was unbelievable. So for those that don't know, the Vikings American football team that just came back from a 36 to 30, or came back from 33 points down to win the game, and it's the largest comeback in NFL history. So it was like super fun and super excited. Yeah, I skipped the Gambler's Chest when it came back because I just bought all the current expansions so I can gorm it up. Then they arrived, and I realized they needed to assemble. Yes, they do. Good news, if it is in your budget and you're not too interested in assembling miniatures, I know there are companies out there would assemble miniatures for you. I would never use them because I just don't feel shipping on a miniature, have it put together and having it got back to me safe. I'm sure it works out perfectly, but not to mention that's part of my hobby. I enjoy doing this kind of stuff. Not everybody enjoys assembling miniatures, which is one reason why that miniature also is a little rough. So yeah. Now the last thing I want to do is I've kind of done. I normally don't do this, but this model is so lacking in colors and stuff. I've actually put some of this blood for the blood god on this thing. It's supposed to kind of make it look a little bit like blood on this thing. It kind of really makes it stand out with blood, and so I've kind of been using that a little bit on this model, which is why I did it up on his face area and things like that. I'm also going to kind of paint some in here and kind of some of the animals here, kind of as it drips down with some of the blood that they've, of course, this thing's kind of killed and eaten. So we're just going to kind of put a little bit in there like that. That's the deal. That's the deal. Now this guy's done. God, now he's done. Oofda. Super excited that's done. Bierman, good morning, Barons. Personally, never been interested in painting side of the hobby, but I'm 100% interested in supporting outstanding creators. Have an awesome day. Thank you so much, Bierman. Thank you for joining. And if anybody, one thing, if people are interested, tonight I'll be joining Steve, Mike, Canje from Canje Studios, and Colin from the One Stop Co-op Shop. We're going to be doing our top 22 game video podcast thing. We're going to do it live over on the One Stop Co-op Shop. Co-op. I can never say that without twisting my tongue to pieces. The One Stop Co-op Shop streamed channel. Tonight. Colin actually is going to come over here. He's going to be sitting with me. And then Steve will be in North Carolina and Kanji's also there. And I think Mike is also near North Carolina. They're all on the East Coast. Colin and I are from here, Minnesota. We love it. I'm happy to assemble. There are moments where I'm gluing certain portions of and anomalies out of minis and asking, how did I get to this point in my life? Oh, especially with Kingdom Death for sure. And we, as Broccoli Dawkins says, we all suffer for our hobby. This is very true. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Oh, that's so good. All right, we're done. We're done with this thing. We're going to move to the next model. Done, move to the next model. Let's see what we got here. So this guy's done. As far as I'm concerned, he's ready to go on the board. I'm going to record him tomorrow. That's the plan. Okay. Now we have all of the Titans that we're going to do. Now, I don't know which ones Ahmed has done already, so I'm not, otherwise I would do those same ones. So here's the deal. All three of these seem to have like a different color hair, so I'm going to kind of give them a different color. Each one's going to have like their own color. So I'm going to have this white. I'm going to use maybe a little white on him. He's going to have some, I'm going to say brown hair. She's got yellow, and she's got red. I'm going to go with red. And on top of that, then what I'm going to do is I might paint some of their clothes, I guess you say, with that color to kind of give them a unified kind of look. We'll see how that works. This might be the biggest disaster of all time, but we're going to start with her. Now, see, she's got some clothes here and here. They are very almost Kingdom Death-like in what they actually have when they start with. And she's also got that yellow hair that's going to come flowing out of this, and she's got a metal mask. That's the deal. Finished both dudes last night and the ladies earlier. Nice, nice. Glad to hear it. Wow, you got quite a bit going. You're pretty far. I haven't had a chance to do all that. Let's see here. So I'm going to start with her. Now, I'm wondering if I could assembly line all 4 of these with skin tones first. I think I might do the skin tones first. Now, which skin tone should I use is the question. I've got multiple choices. I've got like things like Barbarian Flesh. I've got, where's the other one? Gilliman Flesh. I've got, the other one is not Skeletal Horde. Where did I go? Again, with my painting station an absolute disaster, I don't even know where half my paints are. Normally I put them all away and get them ready for my painting session the night before. But like I said, impromptu, here we go. You're stuck with me just kind of randomly looking for stuff here. I don't see anywhere. Where's my other flesh color? Did I put it away? No. I'm going to do part like that. Skeletal Horde, non oil. Snakebite, wild, as did yellow. Skeletal Horde again. Should be right up here. Is it? No, that's orange. Oh, some orange for her hair, though. So I'm going to get that out. Oh, I bet it's over here. Nope, that's turquoise. Oh, let's put the cards away. Who's behind the cards? Nope. Well, we have Gilliman Flesh. I don't remember their flesh colors. I'm just going to use that. But then I'm going to dry brush it with the Barbarian Flesh. We're going to give that a shot. We're going to give that a shot and see what we think. That's going to be our plan here. That's our plan. We'll see what happens. That'll be the deal. All right. Here, Gilliman Flesh. Here it is. Use that. Yes, the Titan skin looks very pale. That is very true. Very, very true. So I'm kind of... So, Go Demons. I'm going to try Gilliman Flesh. And then maybe I'll dry brush it with a Barbarian Flesh mixed with gray. Maybe that'll be kind of cool. Maybe that'll be really cool. We'll give that a shot. See what we think here. Board Game Officer, good to see you here. And Go Demons, also awesome to have you. Thank you for joining on this impromptu painting session. I have Madara minis on the table right now trying to get them painted. I stole your idea to just paint the bases of the enemies so I don't have to put the base clips on them. Fantastic plan. Fantastic plan. And they give you enough clips to make sure that what you have on the board is all you need on the board, but it's just so much easier to paint them because you know you're getting 6, you're getting all 6 colors. And if you're only getting 3, you only get the yellow, the red, and the purple or whatever. So yeah, super easy to do it that way. Way better, way better. It makes it cool to look at too. All right, let's get this Gilliman Flesh action going on. Because the Gilliman Flesh is going to be very similar to what we got on this guy. It's going to be very similar to this. Which is why I'm wondering if I should try to find a different... I could water it down a little bit. Then it wouldn't be as... Yeah, let's do that. Okay, we're going to try something different. What I normally don't do. I haven't done it in a long time. What's it? Medium? No, not that one. Contrast. You can see my nose. There we go. Okay, here we go. I finally got it. I had to get it from somewhere else. Here's a contrast medium. You can turn any paint into a contrast paint with this in theory, but I'm also going to use it just to water down the already existing contrast paint. I'm going to try to scrape some of this colors out of my painting palette here so they don't all blend together here. I need to have a little bit of... Oh, and there, wow. Where is it? Oh. There we go. Make a nice little pot right there. Okay. Now let's get some of this Gilliman Flesh. See what happens. I am going to add 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of these to it. Whatever that is. Okay, whatever. Okay. Wash that off. We're going to add this medium. See how this goes. The worst idea ever. That's okay. You can always redo a mini if you need to, if you're super unsatisfied, but I think we'll be fine here. 1, 2, 3. That does. Hopefully that makes it better. I mix it up a little bit. Should, in theory, dull it out a little bit. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll give it a shot, see what happens. We'll start with this little dude here. He's got almost nothing except for a loincloth. Let's find his card. I've got all their cards right up here. So we're just looking at the cards and going from there. Let's get his card out here. Of course, this is the last card in the stack there. Yeah, he's wearing almost nothing here. It shouldn't be too hard. We're going to do the flesh first, and then we might do a little bit of dry brush on the flesh. We'll see. And then we're going to, interestingly enough, we're also going to dull it down once it's up and running here with the Or we're going to paint this metal. See, they got these little metal knobs on them too, which is really unique. And I mean, maybe the game itself, as you play through it, will kind of explain what that's all about. But I think it's kind of cool. We're just going to go around, paint him completely with this color here. But it should still give me a little bit of the gray through because I added some of that. But maybe not. Not doing the world it did. Remember, we're just doing the slop and drop technique where we slop some paint on and we drop it on the table. That's the deal. I don't do anything that's like super good. Get it on the table. My goal, always. Now, if we hit the staff, it's not going to be the end of the world because it's going to be a brown anyway because everything in this game seems to be brown for some reason. We're just going to go and get his arm here. Now I got to try to use my eyeballs that I can't, they're old. Try to find his hands. Go. Paint down into that area there. And I think we're good. We got a lot of him done already. Yeah, that's not too bad. I like that. Perfect. So far it looks okay. Like I said, this is all metal. They have these like helmets on it. Again, maybe they'll explain that in the game too. I haven't had a chance to really dig into it yet, which is kind of cool. Now I think he does not have any type of leggings on. He's just a. How can you miss this guy? He's huge. He doesn't have any armor whatsoever. He's gonna get hit all the time. Deal. I'm trying not to hit the base. Normally I don't care, but these bases are already done, so I don't want to get them too hit by the colors here. See how it goes here. Titan themselves are biomechs, like man-machine, right? Yeah, I'm not sure. They probably are. I mean, they have this like look to them where they have these like metal helmets, and they have these. If you can see them, see like he's got this little thing here. I'm gonna paint this metal. They got these little nubs all over their bodies. They got 3 going up the side here. That's the deal. If you pay close attention, you'll see dead horses on the bases of 2 of the Titans. Really? Oh, all right. Look for those. Pay attention to a lot of things, but it'd be amazing. I have to admit, there are a lot of details on these that more than you'd think. More than you would think. Spent a lot of time on it. I did my unboxing on this. I had a lot of people say that they were kind of like, "Oh, look at all these minis. You don't really need that much." They kind of got into this idea, and I totally get where they're coming from. There's a lot of games out there that like really like sell minis instead of the game. Like as I'm like, "Oh, hey, this game's got minis," but I really think this game is going to shine. I think this game has a lot of potential, and I'm excited to get to it. Plan here. Not the one you're holding though. Oh, don't worry, we'll find the dead horse. Oh, here, I found a dead horse. Dead horse, right there on the bottom of this guy is me. You can see him right underneath his leg there. Dead horse. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. Lots of cool things going on. Let's get his leg done. Do you have a rope coming off his leg there? It looks like it. Or is that? Yeah, it must just be a rope. That's the deal. Tip of the crossbow on the one on the back blended in with the mat behind it. And I just assumed she was holding a gun. Bang! Bang! These minis are the most impressive I've seen. I couldn't even find a mold line on any of them. This is very true. I agree with you about the tons of minis, but it's not the case with this game. Yes, I agree too. There have been some games where I've been like, oh, these minis are really cool, but the game wasn't the greatest. But this game, I think, has a lot of potential. They've been working on it for quite a while, so I'm really excited to see where this game goes when I get at the table. This is one of the games that Colin and I are going to have Patreon vote on whether or not they want to see this in action, and there'll be a couple other ones. Like we're playing Oathsworn right now live, and we're having a blast. But as we get going, our goal is to paint or play another campaign game after that one. And we're going to have my Patreon community decide what game it is. That's part of the Patreon dealie, is you're able to help vote on kind of what we play at times. Of course, a lot of the times there's games where I just put them on there because I want to play them. But then as time goes on, there might be ones where I'm like, which ones do you want to see me come back to? Or of these three, which one should I play? And that's where a lot of the voting comes in. Really cool. I actually got a update coming up very shortly for the channel. I'll be talking about that as well. All right, he's done with his flesh colors. We'll move on to the next one. We're gonna keep them all the same color too. That's the deal. See how it goes here. I'm glad board games aren't giving me minis to put into the various TTRPG systems that I use. The board games are giving me minis. Yes, I agree. I actually, funny enough, I did actually use the what do you call it? This guy. My D&D group fought this at one point, so that was awesome. And I've also used a lot of other. What did I just drop on the? Surprise, surprise! Drop stuff on the floor. Let's push all that up a little bit. There you go. Let's push this guy. I don't want to drop anything else on the floor. But yes, I also do that. That was actually my plan all along, was to keep buying these games, and eventually I would be able to convince my wife and friends and stuff to play Dungeons and Dragons, and then I'd have all these minis that I could use for Dungeons and Dragons, which has been really cool. I mean, that's what dungeon crawlers are all about for me, is getting these minis. I don't know how many times they fought the goblins from Myth, which I guess are called, oh my gosh, grubbers or something, I think, in that game. Look again, it's been a while. There we go. That arm's done. This arm. Oh. Leg here. Right through, there we go. But that must be your best plan yet so far as games go. Yes, yes, it probably is. Probably Darklets. Oh, most of the time my plans don't work at all. Oh my gosh, yes, that plan did work. That plan worked really well, really, really well. We've been playing Dungeons and Dragons now for, oh my gosh, years now because of that. Took a while to get them to do it, but they jumped in. Now whenever we get together, it's always Dungeons and Dragons, nothing else. And now I've got all these games. Nobody wants to play them. They want to play Dungeons and Dragons. So it kind of backfired a little bit. But we get together a few times. We'll play some games, but a lot of times it's Dungeons and Dragons. Down through here. Now it looks like she's holding like some banner of some kind as a weapon here. Weird. Not exactly sure what's going on here. We'll figure it out. Whoops. Oh, darn it. I remember I hit that and I didn't come back to it. Okay. We'll have to dry brush over that a little bit. Too much paint over here. Too much paint on that arm. I failed to come back. Sometimes you let this stuff pool and dry. It pools and dries very poorly. I don't like it. One of the downfalls of contrast paints, any of these type of paints, like contrast and speed paints, if you don't get it the way you want it before it dries, you're kind of trouble. There we go. I think we got, well, a little bit more. These guys are Titans, and they're using shipwrecks for weapons. Aha! That's the deal. Love it. Oh, hence the ship that this guy's got on his shield here. This guy must have a piece of something, parts of the ship. Who knows? Pretty sweet. He's got a dagger. He's got pieces of ship built together to make that. Love it. That's pretty sweet. Building part of the sails. Oh yeah, okay. That makes sense. He's got the sails. You need to get under here and right here. About all I need for her. There you go. She's good. All right, next skin. Him. Okay, should be rather easy as well. When it comes to the skin, you just... Yeah, he's not wearing anything. The mask, you see that? The mask, you see that? Yes. It is the mask. A little crow's nest, probably? Oh, it's pretty awesome. All right. Wow. And this guy is basically just carrying the front half of the ship. It's pretty amazing. Now, interestingly enough, if you look at their cards when you go to play the game, none of them have really... The weapons they're holding don't really give them any types of bonuses as of yet. Maybe as we play through the game, they might get bonuses based on what they're holding. I don't know. We're going to be able to find more weapons and stuff that'll be able to accentuate kind of what the character does or is. Of course, I believe you can kind of do anything you want with anybody, but we shall see. All the way down to here, he's got a sword. I'm not even sure if I'm going to do a dry brush on these. I'm actually pretty satisfied with what this looks like. Wonder, oh, you know, it's too late. I wonder if I should have maybe added some bronze into this to make it look like these guys are like more metallic. No, I think it's better like this. I'll probably get some flack for painting in flesh colors, but that's okay. We'll see how it all transpires here. And right inside here, you can see he's holding the ship up like this. Now, I'm not too worried if I hit the ship because the ship is going to be brown as well. Probably going to be a darker brown than this flesh color. Okay. There we go. I did bronze and silver for the helmets only. Okay. Good to hear. Good to hear. I'm not too far off. But I don't, yeah, you're right. I don't think I should do it for this. These guys, it's so interesting because it's totally, I mean, I know there's a lot of parallels to Kingdom Death Monster, but I mean, it almost like they tried to. It's like they sometimes didn't even seem like they went away from it. You know what I mean? I mean, even these starting people you're fighting with are very similar to, looks very similar to what you'd see when you're playing Kingdom Death Monsters. Like they come up with almost nothing. They're using whatever they can scrounge up, which is instead of like doing the founding stones and things like that, it's just they've got pieces of ship that they came in with. So, which is fine. When very thematic to the game, it's just funny how it's, even with that parallel still there. That makes sense. Again, we're just painting all these people the same flesh color. I'm not even deviating. And again, if I hit anything else with this, I'm not. It's not the end of the world because a lot of it's going to probably be the same kind of brownish. It's going to be a very. I'm looking forward to getting some of the other miniatures for this painted up after the first little bit here, because I think these first are going to be very like very brown. And as time goes on, we'll be fighting stuff that has probably more colors and more differentiations. Oh my gosh, is that even a word? It is now. It is now. Compared to what they have. Done again. One left. Comes at least the flesh part of this. I think it is put down here. There. Okay, he's done. Last but not least, my gun wielding one here. Shoot somebody with this. This little like, teeny thing going on here. Yeah, she's got a whole thing on her back. Oh, look at that. She's like got a whole arrow thing going on. I appreciate the tone of Kingdom Death, but really love that they didn't add the random instant death BS. Yes, I'm sure that'll be good. I believe you fused 2 words. I did. I did fuse 2 words, and you loved it. That was the deal. Love the two words being fused together. Let's see. I will say I'm looking forward to my new brushes. I bought new brushes. There's a Kickstarter from Australia. I'm excited to see what these brushes do. They're able to hold up with these. So this one is still my favorite brush, and I've had this almost forever. It's my #1 Winsor Newton. Really good. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed my word of the day. Kind of like, was it Sesame Street? You used to have the word of the day. Word of the day. Okay. Thing. Need to look a little bit closer at this model to figure out what's going on here. Is that her? Oh boy. Okay. I am looking forward to Kingdoms of Forlorn Go-Go Demons. I certainly am. I backed that game. We're excited for it when it comes out. When it comes out. I think that was an insta back for me. I think I saw it and went, oh yeah, back that. That was the deal. Kingdoms of Forlorn. That'll be good. I'm looking forward to it immensely, but I didn't back it, so I'm a little salty. Don't worry, Broccoli Doghounds. I will be playing it, so you can watch it here on Meet Me at the Table. Again, that'll be an awesome game to see here live. Maybe might even. I'm going to record it first. I always record videos first. I really like everybody to understand kind of the rules and concepts and mechanics of the game before I ever do it live. Because I feel sometimes that gets lost with the live playthrough that I do. Because we end up being a little bit chaotic. Paul and I get together. Okay. I gotta make up some more paint because as you can see I'm out of paint here. We're just gonna get our Gilliam flesh again. That in there. One. Alright. Only need about one. Needs to add one drop of this. Go mix it together. Oh yeah, let's see. Go ahead and paint it on. You can still back it on GameFound. That's the interesting thing I've noticed about GameFound is that you have the GameFound like backing system, and then afterwards it seems like if you missed out on it, it's not the end of the world because it almost seems like it's always there. Late pledge, you can late pledge it for like the next like millennia. It doesn't seem like you really miss out too much unless there was like something that was a exclusive to those that originally backed it. So it's an interesting, it's a way interesting, more different system. I am having so many problems talking. Different system than it seems like Kickstarter was. Because there's so many times when you missed the Kickstarter, like, oh, I missed out. Or in GameFound, it's like, oh, I missed out on it, but you know what? I'll come back a little bit later and I'll still get the same deal. A lot of the time. Sometimes it's not, but a lot of times it really is. That was an instant back for me too, but also the last one I backed. Ah, there you go. Go back down here, finish her off here. I want to get this flesh on here so we can move on to the next part, which is going to be probably the hair or something. We'll see here. Wow, you know, for being the person that has the bow, she has probably the most armor of all of these people. Which is pretty funny. She's even got stuff for her legs. I find amusing. There we go. Isn't that one for the back leg though? What is on her back? Standing on something or is she wearing something? Standing. I think that's a tree. That's the other thing that's cool is just the size and scope of this game. It's not like, oh, you're fighting like this small little thing in the jungle. No, no. These are giant things you're fighting, which is absolutely awesome. There we go. I think we're pretty close to done here. Or, oh, I forgot the arm up here. Arm. There. I gotta find her hand in all this mess. Comes up. There it is. It, there we go. Oh, almost dropped my thing. That's awesome. There you go. Good stuff. She's got Super Saiyan hair. She does have Super Saiyan hair. Look at that. It's pretty amazing. It's gonna be orange. It's gonna be awesome. She's got a chariot for arrow quivers. Yes, she does. She has a chariot for arrow quivers. That is amazing. Amazing. And a ballista for a gun. Look at that. How cool is this? That's yes, the scope of this game is so good. They really, really made this feel awesome. That's one thing they've done, which is fantastic. That's gonna be pretty good. Done. Okay, now let's go back to our other guy. That's this dude. Here's our first guy. We are going to have to figure out what we're going to do for his clothes now. You know, it's just so hard because I almost should just paint all this snakebite leather, all of this stuff, all of it snakebite leather. But I don't really want to do that. I want to give each of them a little, like, their own little feel. So he's going to get maybe some, well, let's see here. We've got silver going on up here. I'm going to make this all, I'm just going to paint it silver. I know I could do bronze too, but I think I'm just going to do silver. That's got any paint left. That's okay. Okay. I think I'm going to do black. That's the deal. Do you not prime? Dan, all great to see you. Do you not prime? I did. I primed them all gray, which is why it doesn't look like I prime them. I either prime gray or white. I don't really ever do black. I used to do black a long time ago, and then I started going to brown. Then I went to gray, and I've looked back. Gray to me is my favorite, especially since it works with the contrast. And I do white. Those are the ones because those work with speed paints really well. There are some paints you need to use black on, but a lot of the time, and I just, and there's also that like neat little technique now where you can paint it all black and then you do a really hard dry brush of gray over it, and it like kind of gives that recessed look that when you paint with the contrast or any of the other paints, it really kind of gives like this more depth of a miniature. But again, it's a lot of steps, and I'm just trying to slop and drop. I'm gonna slop them on and drop. So yes, I do prime, but I prime in gray, which is why it doesn't look like they're primed. But good question, very good question. And hey, I'm gonna do him black with the his clothes. That's the deal. Let's find our black. I found gray. Let's find black. Black Templar. Here we go. New black. Zenthal highlights. Yes, I don't do that. I should do something like that, but I don't. I don't do anything like that. Again, another step. Our goal is to get these on the table as fast as we can. So we're going to paint his little part here black. I should have done it gray, but we're going to go black. Really now, black's already on. That's the deal. Down, there we go. That should be pretty good there. Now each of these kind of guys are going to have their own little signature deal going on. He's going to have black hair and he's going to have black outfit here. That's the deal. Go. Get under the miniature as well. Black. That's black, black, black. That was terrible. But I didn't. That's okay. Let's see if I can get it off. Okay, that's okay. I've got oopsie paint I can use. We'll get my oopsie paint. Here's my oopsie paint. We're going to come back to this. This is my oopsie paint. We're going to shake that up a little bit. We're just going to hit this spot. I'm kind of disappointed that I hit his leg right here. I'll repaint that gray, and then I'll come back and hit it with my skin tone again after it dries. That's the plan. We got his cloth part black. Now here he's got this little thing going down and around, so I got to get that. We're going to do a real small brush for that, because I'm going to screw this up real good. Ready? Here we go. There's one where I almost should just take black and just do it, or like a markers. Go. It actually turned out okay. Okay, and I did notice a few other things I need to fix on this guy. I'll fix this bottle closer and put it over there. We hit his leg as well on the other side, which did not go well here on the back, right down here. Touch up the gray down here, and we'll come back and hit it with some flesh. That'll be just fine. On top of that, he has these little dots on him all the way through here. You see dot, dot, dot all the way up there. Those are going to be metal, because according to these pictures, they look like they have these little metal things in them. They're rivets or something. So we're going to put those rivets on them. That's for the deal. We're going to get some silver and put it right on there, and I'm going to get my flesh color here. Where's my flesh color? Here's Gilliam flesh again. Kind of do a little touching up here. Up a little bit, and a little. And where? Down here. Go. A little bit on the other side. Now that gray may not be fully dry yet, but it'll be good enough. I'm also going to paint that strap, because we got the black strap really cool, but it didn't go all the way the gray that I already got. And since I got the flesh color here, I'm just going to put the gray, this flesh color right here. On top of that. There you go. Now we got to get the hair. Hair black. Now I'm sure there's other people out there that are going to do a way better job than I am on this, but like I said, we're just slopping the paint on and dropping this guy on the table. There we go. I think that looks pretty good for that. All right, we're done there. Boom. Okay. We still got to do the metal, but we also have this big giant club. We got to figure out what we're going to do with that. So we got some bone. We got to put up here some horde. You know what? What I might do is just paint this whole thing to skeletal horde, because that's the lighter color. And then after I do that, I can attempt to like kind of come in with some darker colors, some darker browns, and just paint right over them. And that way I can still keep the skeletal horde where I want it and make the darker ones pop out a little more. I think that's what we're going to do. Give that a shot. See what we can do here. Let's go back down, find our skeletal horde. We got a lot of it because I spilled my last one over the table. Skeletal horde. Not like this. This was my favorite spill of all time. I don't think I've ever had a spill that bad in my life. That was awesome. My favorite spill. We got skeletal horde. We're gonna shake this up real good. I think it's a brand new pot actually. So I really want to get this really good. That's the plan. And then once I get these all painted, record in this game. My goal. Record it tomorrow. That's my goal. I don't know if I'll get to it, but we'll give it our best shot here. My goal is to have it recorded this week. If I don't get it recorded this week, it will definitely be up next week. Again, we're going to go skeletal horde down this whole thing. The skeletal horde does really good on bone, and it also looks really good on, what do you call it, for like rope and things like that. Even though snakebite leather also looks really good as rope. Now, I did fail miserably, and I just painted his hand. We are going to have to go back over that with some gleaming flesh. Let's see here. This part right now? Still get right in there. Perfect. More. And yeah, we're going to go about that. Wow. Like I said, we'll come back and touch this up with some darker browns stuff in a little bit. But I do like the fact that I get the skeletal horde on there because some of this, like there are ram horns on this, so this will make pretty good for the ram horn. And I can also cheat a little bit, this up without breaking it. That way I don't paint the base by accident. Oh, I can drop him. That'd be awesome. Oops. Like this. There we go. And while that dries, we'll maybe move on to another Titan here. Wow, I really just did the base bad. Okay, that's what gray is for. Okay. Done with that for a little while, let that dry. I was using gunmetal for the body bits, but maybe a lighter would be better now. I'm not sure. Well, you know what? Let's give it a shot. I will go lighter. I've got gunmetal, but I've got silver too. Let's see what we can do with this. I got 3 different kinds. We'll see what we can do. I'm going to use the lightest one I have, which I believe is shining silver. We're going to do that. Shining silver. Let's see what that looks like. A little shake here. Put some, if I can get my pot open, put a little bit on here. There we go. My metals are starting to be really bad here, but that's okay. Go back down, we'll put a little bit of, we'll try this. Yeah, I got the smallest brush I have. That's one I use. Put on here. I'm probably failing miserably. I can barely see. Let's see how bad I did. Well, not too bad. Good enough for the table. It wouldn't probably not notice too much. The other leg rivet isn't there. I think it's hidden by this thing. I don't think, oh, there's one on the arm, I think. No. There's one over here on this arm. There it is. There you go. We got some rivets on there. Not too bad, I'll take it. I wonder if I should paint his helmet that same color. It does give it a nice pop, you're right. Yeah, I'll give it a shot like that. That goes. Also, it helps that I painted this completely black, so it's like a whole dark dealy here. Wondering about the helmet though. I go with the silver on the helmet, and I can always wash it down with dark. We'll do that. We're going to paint this silver. This, and then I'll put a Nuln Oil wash over the top of it. That'll be the deal. Well, that's a lot of paint. I go around the helmet here. And I'm going to hit this with a Nuln Oil wash after it dries. That should help it a lot. Ahmed said he used bronze as well, but I'm not thinking I'm going to use bronze. We're just going to keep it to silver. Now let's go back to this. It's getting pretty dry here. Okay, so now I want to hit this with. I've got that snakebite leather. It's always a good little color here. I think. Watch out! I'm pretty quick on grabbing those those comments. Let's see what we can do. My snakebite leather. I am going to see who needs some here. We're gonna hit the little knob right there. Oh boy, that's dark. My wood. Twisted wood. Sting. Here like that. We'll kind of keep it like that. We'll get that like that. And I think we're just going to call it a day with that. I think that's kind of neat. We're going to kind of keep it kind of spirally with some different shades of wood in there. And I might and hit up here. The plan. I think I'll stick to watching your Kingdom Forlorn streams. Elden Ring hit me hard this month. Can't do another. Yeah, totally hear you. And we were lightning quick on the mistype. I was. Must be the reflexes. You honed through fatherhood. Yes, it is. Like boom, snap. That's the deal. I did not back Elden Ring. I looked into it, but I decided not to. Elden Ring was too expensive for me. Yeah, that was one of the problems. It was really an expensive game. And I was afraid that I might play about as much of it as I did of the video game, which was like almost nothing. And then it's kind of like, oh, okay, I'm done with this game. So, I mean, it could be totally wrong. I'm sure maybe the game is absolutely amazing, but I was a little worried that I just wasn't going to enjoy it as much as some of the other games that I backed. So that's one of the reasons I didn't back that one. But that being said, I'm sure it'll be a pretty fun game, and I'll probably regret not backing it, and then I'll try to pick it up somewhere along the line. Usually how it goes. There, I like his wooden staff the way it is. Was kind of some of it twisted in there and some of it not. I'm gonna paint a little more snakebite. One more piece of wood I want to hit. There we go. Cool. Now, of course, I have to do this. Not all of us have a Colin. This is true. This is true. And Colin also did not back it. He did not back that one as well. He's never played Elden Ring. Doesn't know anything about Elden Ring because he doesn't play video games. So a lot of the video game IPs I actually back because he would never have any idea. I have to admit, it is really awesome to have Colin around because we not only get to play games together, we get games together. It's an absolute joy. It really is amazing how that friendship is working. We have an absolute blast, and it's just so good. Hi everyone. Love the way you paint your miniatures. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's good to have you here, Grandan. I am. Yep. Yep. So good at names, as people have probably heard me say. I am terrible. Garandan. If you would like to help me out to pronounce the name correctly, that'd be fantastic. I apologize for saying the name totally. I think I killed it. I killed the name. I apologize. But yes, we are painting. We're doing impromptu painting on some of the Aeon Trespass stuff. We're trying to get quick to the table. I am in the process of doing this guy. He's pretty much done. We just got to do a dark wash on him and do up the base, and then we're done. I have to paint some gray down here because we totally hit the base when I was painting the staff that he has here. This giant, huge club of death. So there you go. I especially backed Elden Ring because I am very strongly hoping they churn out a lot of content for it. If it's great, maybe it'll fill my Kingdom Death void. Well, if it fills your Kingdom Death void, then I'll probably be picking up for sure. I'm not sure if that's what it's going to do, but it could. We shall see how it all transpires. No, like I said, I played a lot of the video game. Well, some of the video game. Got through the first kind of king guy and the second king guy, and my problem with the game was I got to a point where I felt like in order to beat what I was going after, I had to almost respec a guy completely to be that type of character in order to beat that one. Like I even went so far as to look up things like on how to just get maximum hit points and stuff, and I still get rocked because it's Elden Ring, and so it just became it became a slog for me. And I'm not a when you don't have a lot of time, I'd rather have a game where I can get through it like God of War. Really enjoyed that one because I sure enough, I died plenty of times, but the enjoyment I had even when I died was way more than when in Elden Ring you die, and then it's like I could keep fighting the same guy over and over again. But I know that's their genre. That's the genre of the game. So it's not like I'm faulting the way the game is made. That's the way it is. But it's supposed to be. Um, that's just me. So now let's get that black wash on here and get this done. Let's get this done. You guys gonna be done pretty quick here. My black wash. We're going to throw it over the metal. I'm not going to throw it over the little metal pips I did, but I am going to put it on his helmet here. That's really the plan. I'm going to put a lot of it on his helmet by accident. Now we're going to put some down here on the base. So we're just going to re-grab some of this. Put it all around his helmet here. Really gives the others, this stuff kind of really helps define recesses. That's really what wash does. Yep. There. Oh, I can kind of see the ribbon now. That's okay. Just hitting it a little, not too much. There you go. Just enough to kind of make it look darker. That looks good for the helmet. I am pleased. Okay, now let's get to the base. I'm going to paint the whole base with this. That's the deal. Quick name. A TV show with a character called Wash. Okay, whoever can do that first is fantastic, because that's going to be faster than I can. Oh, I got a wash basin over in my basement here. Wash in their name. Well, how about that? We found one. Washu Tenchi Muru. I can't take the sky. You can't take the sky from me. All right, here we go. Keep on going. If anybody can get that wash, I know I can't. You guys are amazing. Oh, I forgot my gray wasn't dry over there before I decided to paint a wash on it. Oops. That's okay. It'll be fine. All right. I think I'm almost done with this guy. I'm going to do some highlights on the base, of course. These bases are so nice. They're so cool. I'm going to have to do something on the bases here. We're going to do a little bit of, I got some, do the greens like we did on the main boss dude. Things of that way. There you go. Wrong one. There you go. I love me some Tenchu Muru. Whoa, I'm, again, horrible names. I really love me some Firefly. Oh, yes. Goram it. Goram it. Firefly. I haven't seen Firefly in a long time. Good show. They did a movie too. Serenity, was that the name of the movie? Good movie too. I just got done watching Black Adam. I watched that weekend. Liked it. It was fine. Totally fine. Yep. Yeah, that's right. They did Serenity. I like Black Adam. That was fine. Let's go to the next person. Oh, let's do this. Let's do the blonde hair one. Or should we do no, we're gonna do fiery orange because she's got so much going on. It's gonna be awesome. Here we go. Ready? This is fun. First off, we gotta get her hair. I want to do her hair with I was afraid to back Elden Ring because Steamforged Games track record, but I did back Monster Hunter because I'm a hypocrite. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Let's see here. We're gonna do fiery orange. Let's see what we can do. I've got an orange, but I kind of want to do a light red first. Is what I want. But I think we're just gonna do the orange, and then really what I want to do. Or should I do a little bit of Blood Angel red first underneath it? Okay, I think we're going to do a blood red under. No, just slap and drop. Put the color on, call it a day. Besides, this orange is amazing. Love this orange. So if you look at the card, we'll go to the card because the card helps me out. She looks like she has kind of an orange hair. You know, like the red hair. Red-orange hair. So what if I did it red and then dry brushed orange on top of it? Maybe that'll be better. Let's do that. Let's do that. We're going to do that. That's our plan. That's the plan. We're going to do Blood Angel red instead. That's the deal. The only thing I haven't backed and I'm feeling wary is Dawn of Madness, but a lot of that comes from the slowdown from the world shutting down for a bit. That's true. I regret backing Darkest Dungeon since I'm not sure they will ever deliver it. Oh no, you're stuck with that. Oh no. I think Canje Studios had that issue. He got his though, which is good. But yeah, I've heard a lot of horror stories about that game, which makes me sad. That's too bad. I know it has to do more with the thing is their communication, from what I understand, is not the best. That has been the issue more than anything else, which is really kind of sad. I have Dawn of Madness coming. I know in theory it should. I backed it. It's the all in everything. I need it all. The same with my Deep Madness, which I haven't put to the table yet. I should really get that to the table. That should be something I should, maybe one of my older games I bring to the table. I'll have to try to see if we can do it. But anyway, we're going to get red on this person here. It's red hair. And then I'm going to dry brush this with a very heavy dry brush of orange. We're going to go all the way down here. Now I got to watch out. That quiver is going to have arrows probably coming up into the hair. Yep, there they are. Because this red is very powerful. Blood Angel red is a very powerful red. Point where I don't want it to hit where I'm going to paint metal either. Okay. Whoa, don't fall down. Don't fall down. All right, get a little bit of red in there. I'll move on to the rest of her and come back to this part. Where does the metal part start? There we go. That's going to be... Okay. Hair's done. Good. Like it. I like it. I'd love to see some Deep Madness so I can be salty about the not backing the reprint. Oh no. I did back the rest of the stuff coming. Agreed. I did back the rest of the stuff for that game. I do know that's coming. I'm going to do some... Oh no, I want to save that for the next girl. We're going to go with... This is where I'm going to put the Griffin Hound orange. And then we're going to come back with... we're going to try something. We're going to try something. Oh, man. Okay, we're going to try this. We're going to try this orange on her. This is the deal. We're going to paint this orange, but then we're going to come back and put a... what do you call it? A... snakebite leather on top of this, and hopefully it doesn't smother the orange. We'll see. Like I said, I kind of want these people to all kind of stand out a little bit. Paint orange. Now, I'm pretty sure the snakebite leather will do a really kind of overpower this. Maybe I'll come back with skeletal horde. That might not overpower it as much. But I still want to have kind of that brown motif going on. Keep that snakebite leather completely. Okay. Keep on going with the orange. That's our plan. We're going to see how this works. Bad idea. Once we get her done, that might be about it. Son gets home from school, gets off the bus about 2:30, so we're about to call it about there. Of course, give or take 20 minutes, depending on where the bus, how the bus system runs. Sometimes they run a little bit behind. But I really want to kind of get this done. We can see if that works. So if other people want to try it like this, they'd know kind of what's going to happen. A lot of people already knowing what's going to happen and thinking that is not going to work at all. Coming around, and I'm going to kind of keep the top part of it un-orange because I'm going to have kind of that going to be kind of like a belt. That's the plan. Orange. Start down here. There we go. That. Of course, she also has these same rivets that all of them have. Painting those. I think I like that. I like your idea. I like that. I'm going to use that silver again. I like silver. Sterling or shining silver or something. Trying not to hit the legs. And go. A little bit more. All right, that actually worked pretty good. Now let's get underneath here, just like that. Steve, greetings. Good day, sir. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. We are doing an impromptu painting of Aeon Trespass. Aeon Trespass. We are painting. We got this done. We got our big homunculus dude that we have to take on. He's all done. He's ready to go. Super cool looking thing. Then we've also were able to kind of finish this guy off. He's ready to go. I got a few more things I got to do with this guy, and he's ready to go. We're working on our second Titan here. She's going to be kind of the one with the orange. We're going to dry brush this hair really good orange in there. She's got this like brown thing down here. We're going to paint brown. That's what we're going to do with that. We're just going to leave that for brown. We got the clothes are going to kind of be orangish there. There we go. Okay. And that's where we're going to stop with the orange on that. Now let's go to the brown. We're going to go with that snakebite leather because that's my favorite brown. This reminds me a lot of Kingdom Death Monster. It does. It does remind me a lot of Kingdom Death Monster in more ways than one. Not only is, in theory, the gameplay, I haven't gotten the gameplay yet, but the gameplay is very similar. But I've also noticed that not only that, like the monsters themselves and even the heroes, they kind of come out with nothing. And so they have to, like, from nothing become something. They're kind of using what they have at their disposal at the beginning, and then they'll just be able to get some more stuff, which is very Kingdom Death. And they also have like that whole technology system where you're able to kind of like gain different abilities and stuff. For the only thing that's different, of course, is that journey step where you get to journey around, kind of like the Seventh Continent type style, which is gonna be really cool. I'm looking forward to that a lot. That's gonna be a big difference. That's cool. All right, let's see here. We got to do snakebite leather. Here we go. Snakebite leather. Where'd you go? Oh, it's in my thing. There it is. Right here. Right here. All right. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? This is dry, right? Totally. Let's get that orange in the hair. I really want to see how this works. It'd be kind of cool. The orange. Where'd my orange go? Looking for orange. Orange. Gosh. I got too many paints and I can't find the colors. That's the deal. Here they are. Found it. Found it. Brand new to painting. Did you use a primer or are they ready as is? I just got my copy and it is the first game I am going to paint. Well, first off, Eric, that is awesome. I'm very excited you're getting to painting miniatures. Yes, I did prime them. I prime with gray surface primer. See if I can find it. I think I got it right back here. I'm going to do my best not to kick anything as I get to it here. Where'd it go? Oh, come on. It's got to be here. Oh, it's all the way in the back. Of course it is. All right, well, I'm going to show you the white one. It's the same stuff. This is what I use to prime, but this is the white one. I've got white and gray. I've got white and gray. I use this, but I shoot this through an airbrush. If I'm not able to use an airbrush, I prime with, got it around here. Whoa. I think I've got it here somewhere. Well, I buy a lot of Games Workshop stuff. This is not what I normally prime with. This is Xanadri Dust. I normally prime with Gray Seer Gray. What I normally prime with. But I think it's out. I think it's upstairs. I just used it to prime these because my airbrush exploded. So when I go to prime, I prime with Gray Seer Gray normally because I paint primarily with the contrast paints. I really think these are great. That or I use the Army Painter Speed Paints are the other group of paints I prime with. And from, according to reading what you're supposed to do according to the manufacturers, you should use like the Gray Seer Gray, like that type of primer for contrast, and white primer if you're going to use the speed paints. Of course, you can kind of learn and mix things and do the things you think are your best on your own. But yes, they never come ready to go. I wish they did. But you have to prime. And I always prime with either that Gray Seer Gray or I prime with a white. Is what I do. There are some videos out there that show what other color primers would work with contrast and speed paints. I think there are a couple of them out there. So if you don't have access to those, you could do that. Cool. I just got a full set of Army Painter Speed Paints, and I have gray, black, and white primer. I would recommend the white primer. That'd probably be your best. It'll also make the colors brighter for it. Unless you're looking for that more darker tone, then you go with like then you could go with the gray, and I think it still works with the speed paints. And the speed paints are great. I have a lot of them. I just happen to be painting with the contrast because I like Mary said, my airbrush exploded, and I had Gray Seer Gray primer, so I just used that. That was the deal. Right now we're working on this character. We painted her with some of the contrast orange and red paints, and now I'm taking an orange from just straight up Army Painter. I'm putting it out here on my palette up here. We're just going to dry brush this. So I'm just going to take the paint, a little bit of it. I'll take my brush. This brush is beat to pieces. I use it only for dry brushing. It has absolutely no point on it at all. I'm going to take it, put some paint on there, just like that. Take it on a towel, brush a lot of that off. And then we're going to just put it right over her hair and hopefully really brighten it up here. I'll need a little bit more to brighten it up. There we go. What we're looking for is we really kind of want to keep the white, red, and get a little bit of the orange on. That orange isn't coming up as much as I was hoping. We're going to mix some white in there, some yellow in there. We're going to do yellow and orange. Do a little bit of yellow, a little bit of orange. And when you're mixing paints, from what I understand, first off, I'm not a genius on painting. The more heavier on the light versus the dark when it comes to mixing paints, because the dark will always do more than the light, if that makes sense. All right, we're going to wipe off some of this on here. Then we're just going to kind of brush it right over the top of this, and it should really help. Yeah, there we go. You get this orange to stand out. But you'll still see the red in the recesses. Now that I got that color on there, now I want to actually go straight yellow. So we're going to build it up a little bit. We're going to go straight yellow here. A little bit of yellow on there. There we go. Now there's still the stuff that's on this brush. I'm just taking it, not even washing it off, and just putting the yellow on there, getting it ready to go here. And we're just going to lightly go over the top of all this to really make the yellow should really come out now. Giving this person the nice fiery orange hair here. That's the plan. Orange is straight yellow. Good. Hope that's live. That's okay. Put it on there. For most of it, and then I'm just going to really lightly go. Get it. There, and just dry brushing really brings that from a dark red up to that yellow, and you can kind of see where that red and yellow are. Now, of course, I hit some of the arrows, and that's okay. We can touch those up with my oopsie paint, which I have, which is what I'm going to do next. Now we also got this dry brush has also got that orange and yellow in it, so I just keep putting the water and and I'm just digging into this thing. Stab, stab, stab. It doesn't matter. This thing has no point to it anymore. It's only used for dry brushing. So that's what we do. We get all the icky, yucky colors off that we don't put those there. Okay, we don't need that. Now we're going to take our oopsie paint, which is, since I primed in gray, my oopsie paint is gray. If I were to prime in white, my oopsie paint would be white. And then you can just kind of go right over that with your oopsie paint. So where I hit the tops of these arrows, I'm going to kind of come in, paint a little bit of the gray, and then when I go to paint these, boom, that'll be great. That's good stuff. Painted the first time last week, and I'm really impressed with dry brushing. Yes, isn't it amazing? It's really cool. You can find these neat techniques that really make a miniature come to life, and you don't even have to do much about it. It's absolutely fantastic. Like you got your base colors, you got your wash, and you got your dry brush. Those are really the 3 steps in painting that you need to do. You don't need to do anything more than that to really have a fantastic model hit the table. That's really all you need. And the best part is Dale, the casual gamer, always a pleasure to have you join. Thank you so much for being here. Oopsie paint, I really need some of that. I believe it or not, I've gone through 2 pots of it already. Because I oopsie paint a lot. Oh, that's pretty awesome. But the good thing about the speed paints is they already do 2 things, the base color and the wash. The only thing you have left is that dry brushing, and that's only if you really want to. You don't need to if you don't want to. For example, we did this guy, and I didn't do any type of dry brushing at all. I just kept it exactly what it was, straight out of the pot. We just painted with the flesh colors. They've got the metal on there. I did wash the metal with a Nuln oil, so I guess I lied. But the rest of these are just from using the, what do you call it, the contrast paints. It really just came out just like that. It worked perfect. This guy, on the other hand, we did do some dry brushing on. We painted with the 2 different color flesh colors I have. And then dry brush some red onto here. And I put some turquoise into the interior of these, but I don't think you can see it very well because I think, if I remember it, I think I might still have my green screen turned on this camera, which is absolutely hilarious. See, if that's the case, I could probably change that. I probably do. Yes, I do. What do you know? If I take that off, you're going to see more of the green in there. Oh, what do you know? The green popped out again. That's amazing. All right. So we kind of kept up with that. We gave him yellow eyes. What the heck, yellow eyes? Okay, cool. All right, that's that guy. Those are the two we finished. We have this person we're working on. I don't think we're going to get the person done. We're going to do our best. I think that actually might be about as far as we get today. Sadly, that is probably about as far as we get. But I'm going to get a couple more things on here, and then we're going to be done. I'm going to work on snakebite leather. Snakebite leather's equivalent would be hardened leather, I think, in the speed paint range, which is awesome for painting leather. That's the deal. I'm going to put it in my little don't spill pot because you can see I have a massive collection of death right here. This is all Blood Angel red spilled all over the place, which is nice because then I can know where I'm supposed to have my camera in the shot, which is kind of nice. We have our snakebite leather. I'm just going right around this, just like that. Kind of make this belt kind of thing. Even though it's not really a belt, I just kind of made it a belt. It's just more snakebite leather. My goal is to finish painting these so I can get these to the table and get the game recorded for us this weekend. This week. That's my goal. Now I'm going to kind of. I like the orange, but I'd like to just kind of have a little bit darker. So we're just going to kind of hit it with this snakebite leather a little bit, but it's diluted snakebite leather. It's not as like full, and I think that'll work. Actually, it's not too bad. I'm going to go through it a little bit of snakebite leather here. It gives a little dingier brown, which is kind of what I want. I don't want it to be like these super poppy colors, but I also want it to be everybody to kind of stand out a little bit. So there we go. I think that looks pretty good. We got our character looking pretty good, just like that. That's amazing. Yeah, and I bought Express Colors to start painting this game, probably partially over Christmas. That'll be awesome. I have not heard of Express Colors. Is that the Vallejo system? I haven't heard of that one, if it is the Vallejo one, I did hear of it. I just haven't. I don't have it, and I don't know if I ever will. Vallejo is like a really, really good brand. I really like Vallejo. I just am not good enough to really be able to use Vallejo to its fullest extent. That's Vallejo, in case people don't know, is another line of paints um, that work really well. Painting this person with. Oh, you know what? I failed miserably, and I'll have to go back and fix this. So she's got this wooden thing on her leg, but I didn't realize it didn't wrap all the way around. So I just painted her leg back here with snakebite leather. So I got to refix that with, well, more oopsie paint. But in the meantime, I am going to put the snakebite leather part on here. On her, like, wooden thing she's got strapped to her, probably part of a ship. Now I'm going to have to go back later and fix that leg up. That's with it. So, yeah, and we'll paint this metal. We're going to paint this with snakebite leather as well. This tip is going to be metal right here. I'm going to paint this a little bit metal, but then I'm also going to paint some brown in here because it's almost like probably a piece of a rudder or something. We're going to do probably snakebite leather here. I'm going to use skeletal horde on these arrows here. I'm probably going to use skeletal horde on the wheels. And then for these, I'm probably going to use, maybe I have a brand new yellow. Let's check it out. I'm just going to put it on just because I want to see what it looks like. Vallejo. Okay, yep, those are the ones from Vallejo. I thought so. Thanks, Jan. Thanks, Jan. Good to have you here. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. That's the deal. All right, let's see. We're going to do a little bit of this yellow because I really want to see what this looks like because I'm really excited. I just bought it. It's this stuff called Bad Moon Yellow. It reminds me of my Orc Goblin army, my, what do you call it, my Night Goblins used to carry this around. So we're just going to use it on the feathers up here on the top. Oh, but I'm going to like. Yeah, that's yellow. I like the yellow. Yellow is kind of a tricky color to find a good yellow. I think we'll like that one. We'll give that a shot. I think I might just still paint some more. Yeah, whatever. There you go. Okay. I know we're not done with her, and I apologize, but we're able to get this guy mostly done. I just have to work on his base. I'm going to get paint the there's some parts of here that kind of are trees or bushes. I'm going to paint those a little bit of green. And I'm going to dry brush this with some white, kind of like we did with this one where we did the base here. We dry brushed with white on the base of this and added some of these green parts here. I'm also going to retouch up some of his hands that I hit with the dry brush, not the end of the world. Let's put some of the same flesh over the top of him. I'll probably paint the rim of this base probably black. I don't have any reason not to. And then same with this guy. I'm going to go through, touch up all those little places that have bushes and things of that nature and go back and paint this black. But I don't know if I'll be able to get, I'm not going to get to it today because I do have to sign off here. But I have 2 more Titans left to paint. It was awesome to have everybody here to be able to chat with. Thank you so much for joining. For those that joined live, it was impromptu painting. It was awesome to have everybody here. Super fun. Those that are painting this game, I hope you have a blast doing it. I'm going to have an absolute blast doing it. I didn't get, now sadly, I didn't get a chance to get this guy done. I have this guy. I have to actually prime him still. I haven't primed him up. I wanted to get him done too, but he might not get done in time for the playthrough, which makes me sad. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. I'd rather have these guys all ready to go first. So we're going to get those guys. But this is, in case people don't know, this is supposed to be the first player token, or the priority target token. I apologize. So we'll have to get that going on here. Have a great day and a great holiday. Thank you, Dale Casual Gamer. I wish the best for you and yours as well for the holiday season. I hope to get back before the holidays, before the Christmas season, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So those joining us, I hope you have a great holiday season as well. It was fun painting and listening to you. It was. Thank you for joining, Ahmed. It was amazing to have you, Ahmed. Thank you for being here. It's great. Great to have you. Great to have all of you. I will be recording this one, and don't forget, if you're interested, tonight I'll be joining Colin and Canje Studios and all the other guys at the One Stop Co-op Shop. We're going to be doing our top games of 2022. We got different categories. Meet me over at the streamed channel at 8:30 p.m. Central Time in America. Most people probably joining now can't make it, but maybe you can. It'd be awesome if you did. Eric says, thanks. Happy holidays. Thank you, Eric. Thank you for joining. I'm glad you stopped in. We do try to do a painting episode every week, and I'll probably be working on Aeons Trespass for a little while. We'll see how much I might be doing the priority target token next time. So please join me if you're interested in seeing some of this get painted up. My goal is always to get it done fast and looking decent for the table. I'm not a, what do you call them, golden demon brush person or anything by any means. I just like to see these things on the table painted and ready to play with. That's my goal every time. So thank you for joining. Thank you all for joining. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you next time. If you're excited to see anything else okay, let's see if I can get this right. Okay, hit this button so that I'm ready to go. Okay, there we go. So thank you so much for joining. And if you're excited to see what comes next on Meet Me at the Painting Table, then I need you, well, to meet me at the table. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful holiday if I don't see you beforehand. Thank you.